Okay, so here's your base 10 table for skip counting, and I want to get you started so that you have it set up correctly and know what to do. So the first thing we're going to do is label the columns, and we do that by writing in 0 through 9 at the top of the columns. And this is the part that you're going to use to help you with the skip counting as we move through the whole table. So we also need to label the rows, 0, 1, 2 through 9. So we have that done. Now, every row starts with 0. So we always start here with 0. Now, the row here, the row number here, is telling you how much you're skip counting by. And we're going to use the idea of skip counting, which is you start with this number and you add this number to it to get the next number. So this isn't terribly challenging. 0 plus 0 is 0. Plus 0 is 0. So we're making each next entry in the box, we're finding that value by by adding this number to that number to get the next. So that gives us zeros all the way across. And what we have just generated is the multiplication tables for multiplying anything by 0. So now let's do the next row. We start every row with a 0, and we're skip counting by ones. So we add 1 each time. So we say 0 plus 1 is 1, plus 1 is 2, 3, and so on. And what we're generating are the multiplication tables of 1 times each one of those numbers at the top. Now, for this row, skip counting by 2s, I want you to use the the column headings to help you get through the skip counting, even if you already know how to skip count by 2s. We want you to practice this skill. So each row starts with a 0, and we're skip counting by 2s. So we point to the 0 here, and we want to skip count by 2s. So we skip by 2 by counting 1, 2. And because we counted 1, 2, and we ended here, we write that result in the box. And now we skip count again, 1, 2, and we got a 4, so we write that in the box. We skip count again, 1, 2. We got a 6, so we write it in the box. We skip count again, 1, 2. We get 8. So far, it's all familiar. Now, here's how we skip count when we run out of numbers. We count 1, and then when we count 2, we're taking our pencil and we're skip counting all the way back to the 0. So when you're skip counting and you get to the end of your digits, you recycle back to the beginning of the list. But you also have to count that jump. So we're at 8, we count 1 jump, 9, and then, so that's our 1, and then when we count 2, we go back to 0. Now we know it's not 0 because we had to recycle back, so that makes it 10. And we write that in there, and then we skip count plus 2 to get 12, plus 2 to get 14, plus 2 to get 16, plus 2 to get 18. So the same idea with skip counting by 3s. You go down to the 3 column and you write a 0 because every row starts with a 0. And now we want to count 1, 2, 3. 3 jumps gives us to 3. We're at 3. 3 jumps, 1, 2, 3 gets us to 6. We're at jumps 1, 2, 3. That gets us to 9. Now we want to count 3 more jumps. So the first jump is to recycle back to 0, which is 10. Second jump, so from 9, that's 1, 2, 3. We had to recycle, so we know we went from 9 to 10. 9 to 10 is jump 1, plus second jump is there, and the third jump is there, and so we write it in as 12. So I want you to finish filling out the rest of the table this way, skip counting, and practice the jumps, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then when you come back, you count that jump 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And every time you recycle back, you increase the tens column by 1. All right, good luck. Fill it out. Let me know how it goes.